Ladies and gentlemen, Eagles Nation, buckle up because if you thought the Philly faithful's passion couldn't get any hotter this season, think again. What if I told you that a second-round rookie safety, just 4 weeks into his NFL career, has already ignited a fire in the Birds secondary that's burning brighter than a tailgate bonfire outside the Link on game day? Yeah, you heard that right. Andrew Mukuba isn't just surviving in Vic Fangio's defensive scheme, he's owning it. Welcome to your Eagles Update, where we're diving deep into the meteoric rise of Philly's latest defensive gem and how it's got the entire NFC East on notice. I'm your host, and trust me, by the end of this, you'll be chanting, "Fly, Eagles, fly," at the top of your lungs. Let's kick things off with the big news that's got Lincoln Financial Field buzzing louder than a swarm of green-clad hornets. In the Eagles' gritty 31-25 victory over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers last Sunday, a game that felt like a playoff preview with those back-and-forth fireworks, rookie safety Andrew Mukuba didn't just play, he dominated. For the first time in his young pro career, Mukuba logged a full 100% of the defensive snaps. That's right, every single down, every blitz, every coverage call. His counterpart, the versatile Sidney Brown, who had been splitting time like a seesaw in the early going, saw just one defensive snap. It was the ultimate mic drop from defensive coordinator Vic Fangio, the grizzled veteran who's turned more secondaries into shutdown crews than you can count on one hand. If you're new to the Mukuba story, let's rewind the tape real quick. This kid out of Texas, drafted 35th overall in the second round back in April, burst onto the scene like a comet during preseason. Remember that unofficial pick six against the Cleveland Browns? The one where he stepped in front of a wobbly Baker Mayfield pass and rumbled 45 yards for the house? That wasn't a fluke, that was a statement. Mukuba, with his 6-foot, 200-pound frame that's all wiry muscle and uncanny instincts, looked like he was born in shoulder pads. Fast forward to week 1 against our arch-nemesis, the Dallas Cowboys. Oh, how sweet that revenge tasted after last year's heartbreaker. Fangio shocked everyone by slotting Mukuba into the starting lineup over Brown at the 11th hour. Since then, it's been a gradual takeover, Mukuba edging out more reps in nickel packages, Brown handling the base looks. But after snagging his first career interception in that thriller against the Kansas City Chiefs in Week 2, a heads-up grab on Patrick Mahomes that sealed a 27-20 win, the writing was on the wall. And now, post-Bucks, it's official. Fangio, never one for flowery speeches, laid it out plain and simple in the post-game presser. Right now, he's playing full-time. Boom. For words that echoed through the NovaCare complex like the final buzzer on a Super Bowl clincher. Eagles fans, we've been clamoring for this since training camp, tweeting fire emojis, storming the comment sections on Inside the Eagles, begging for the kid to unleash his potential. After 4 rock-solid outings, Mukuba's earned his green jersey as the everyday starter alongside Reed Blankenship. No more rotation roulette. This is stability, Philly style. Now, let's peel back the layers here, because this isn't just about snap counts. It's about the chess match Fangio's playing in a league where secondaries get torched faster than a bad fantasy football pick. Mukuba's not perfect. Let's call it like we see it. Against Tampa, he got burned on a 40-yard touchdown bomb to Mike Evans in the third quarter, a coverage lapse where he bit too hard on a double move, leaving Evans in single coverage downfield. Ouch. But here's the beauty. The kid bounced back like a true Eagle. He wrapped up the next series with a bone-rattling tackle for loss on Rackett White, stuffing him at the line for a 3-yard setback. Finished the day with 6 tackles, that TFL, and 0 quit in his game. It's that resilience that screams Philly. Think Brian Dawkins flying across the middle in the mid-2000s, or Reggie White's Minister of Defense snarl collapsing pockets back in the 90s. Mukuba's got that DNA, folks. Tactically speaking, Fangio's genius is in the matchup hunting. The Eagles' defense, under his watch, has morphed into this hybrid beast, aggressive man coverage up top, with zone drops underneath to bait quarterbacks into mistakes. Mukuba's slotted in as the free safety, roaming like a hawk over the slot, reading eyes and jumping routes. Compare that to Brown's skill set. He's a box safety, a thumper who excels in run support and special teams, averaging 8.2 tackles per game in those base packages early on. It's not a demotion for Brown. It's symbiosis. Mukuba's speed, that 4.45 40-yard dash at his pro day, lets Fangio dial up more cover 3 looks, where the deep third is locked down, forcing teams to dink and dunk. And get this, in those first 4 games, Philly's allowed just 18.5 points per contest, third best in the NFL. Opposing passers? A measly 82.3 quarterback rating when targeting the secondary. That's not luck. That's Mukuba making QBs like JalenHurts nightmares look like child's play. Stats don't lie, and Mukuba's rookie ledger is already turning heads. 19 tackles, leading all Eagles rookies, 2 TFLs, half a sack, a sneaky blindside on Geno Smith in Week 3, that Mahomes pick, and a pass breakup that forced a field goal try against the Bucs. Stack that against historical comps. His 4.8 tackles per game pace him ahead of where Sidney Jones was as a cornerback rookie in 2017, and he's got more picks than the entire Eagles secondary managed through Week 4 last year. Zoom out to the big picture, and this secondary duo, Mukuba and Blankenship, feels like the anchor Philly's been chasing since the Super Bowl hangover. Remember 2017? That Lombardi Trophy lift in Minnesota, with Malcolm Jenkins and Rodney McLeod patrolling the back end like sentinels? This has that vibe, young, hungry, and unbreakable. Blankenship, the undrafted gem from Middle Tennessee State who's already got 2 picks this year, called it serendipity in a fictional huddle chat I imagined with him post-practice. Andrew's got that quiet fire, man. He's not loud like Weapon X, Dawkins, but when the ball's in the air, it's like he hears it whistling his name. Speaking of voices from the locker room, let's channel a quick fireside chat. Picture this, I'm ringside at the NovaCare, mic in hand, cornering Mukuba after Wednesday's walkthrough. Andrew, I say, 4 weeks in, full-time starter, how's it feel? He flashes that trademark grin, the one that's equal parts Texas cool and Philly grit, and drops this gem. Man, it's a dream, but it's work. Coach Fangio don't hand out reps. You earn them. That pick against Mahomes? That was for the city of brotherly love. Proof we're built different. Cut to Fangio, leaning against a whiteboard scribbled with X's and O's, his voice gravelly as ever. Kid's got the tools. Instincts, ball skills, and he tackles like he means it. Sidney's still in the mix, special teams beast, but Andrew's the guy right now. Period. And from the fan trenches? Overheard at a South Philly cheesesteak joint, Mukuba's our new flyer in the sky. Forget the Cowboys drama. This secondary's gonna make Dak Prescott cry come Thanksgiving. But hey, let's not get ahead of ourselves without some trivia to fuel the fire. Did you know the Eagles secondary has been a revolving door since the 60s, but moments like this? They stick. Flashback to 1960. Norm Van Brocklin's miracle at the Meadowlands revenge against the Giants. Talk about rivalries that boil blood. Or the "Fly Eagles Fly" chant exploding at the Link after that 41-33 gut punch over Dallas in 18, with Nick Foles channeling magic. Mukuba's rise ties right into that underdog lore. And pop culture nod? With The Franchise, docuseries dropping hints about a Hurts sequel. Imagine the episode on this kid. From Longhorn walk-on to Eagle icon, soundtracked by Meek Mill's Dreams and Nightmares. It's cinematic. Looking ahead, the implications are massive. With Mukuba locked in, Philly's defense climbs from good to elite, projected to hold opponents under 20 points through the bye. That Week 5 tilt against the Steelers? A proving ground. And the NFC East meat grinder? Cowboys, Giants, Commanders. None of them scare a secondary this dialed. Expert take from my imaginary roundtable with ESPN's Tim McMahon. Mukuba's the steal of the draft. If he keeps this up, we're talking Pro Bowl by year 2, and a deep playoff run where the Eagles finally exorcise that Super Bowl ghost from 21. Predictions. Birds at 12-5, top seed, Hurts hoisting the hardware in New Orleans. A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith feasting off play action, while Mukuba picks off Saquon Barkley checkdowns against the Giants. The sky's the limit, or should I say, the end zone. Eagles Nation, as the leaves turn gold and the chill sets in on Broad Street. Remember, this is Philly football. Passionate, relentless, unbreakable. Andrew Mukuba's just the latest chapter in a saga that's got more twists than a Rocky montage. So grab your green, fire up the grill, and tune in Sunday for the showdown in the Steel City. Will the rookies' magic continue? You bet it will. Fly, Eagles, fly. Let's get this dub. This is your Eagles Insider, signing off. Stay locked on the channel for more breakdowns, and hit that subscribe for exclusive Philly vibes. Go Birds!